Hello, Northern Stamper here, and I am here to show you a little trick. Northern Stamper, if you have any questions, northernstamper@gmail.com. Now, I have this fantastic, it is a Stampin' scrub. Now, I think while I was away, maybe my cat got into it. Now, the Stampin' scrub is on one side, you spritz it with the Stampin' mist to make it wet on one side, and the other side, what you do is you dry it. Now, one of the tricks with the Stampin' scrub is I make a little mark. I put a little bit of painter's tape on the edge and roll it around so that I can see the edge. That's one thing, so I know which side is wet and what side is dry. What you do is you spritz it on one side and then you rub your stamp to clean it, and it picks up and it gets in between all those little nooks and crannies, and then you dry it on one side. Now, when I went to do that today, I found out I think the cat had actually taken my Stampin' scrub and kind of rolled around in it. So what I did is I got some packing tape, or you can use painter's tape, or, you know, from the dollar store, that little rolly thing. And all I'm going to do is just roll it back and forth on here. Do it before you wet it, because if it's wet, then it won't pick up so well. And I'm just going to pat and pick up all that little cat hair on the one side. And I'm going to move it around, and then I'm going to pat on the other side and pick up the rest of that cat hair. So I just wanted to give you a little tip on that. So do that before it is wet, because once it's wet, it doesn't pick up so well. And now you can't tell that the cat has used this to kind of rub her face on it. So just a little tip: painter's tape, packing tape, or that little roller thing, you know, you get from the dollar store would work really fine. So make sure that you get all little pieces of fluff off, because you don't want that transferring onto your stamp and or it gets kind of filled up. So once again, spray the one side and then rub and kind of do it in a circular motion. Okay, so it gets in between all little nooks and crannies, and then rub it on the dry side in a circular motion, and it will clean really, really well. So this is the Delicate Desert one that I used today, in a circular motion, right? And then so you can see it all scrubs all up, and then clean on that side, and it will clean in between. When it gets a really full on the one side, say you spray it, and then you stamp, you know, you check it, and there's a little kind of residue, like when you stamp, that just means that it's time for this to be washed. Now, don't wash it in hot water, because the glue on the back will kind of melt and these little pads will come off. So wash it with a stream of water. Okay, so you got it in the tap, you turn on the tap, you get a little bit of hand soap or Dawn dish detergent, and you just kind of rub it around and kind of hold it like this. And you're going to start here on the top, and kind of as the water hits, you're going to kind of move it back and forth, and you're going to have it flow down on to the bottom. So you want to flow it down. And then you're going to want to do it again, and then flow it down again. And then what you can do is, if you want it to dry, you flip it over this way and find some place where it's going to kind of hold in between these two so it tents up. And say you got, I don't know, maybe a towel or something, tent it up like that for about, there we go, put it this way, tent it up for about 24 hours to completely dry. Now remember, warm water, okay, because the Stampin' Up! Ink is water-based, so it will wash nicely out. Gentle soap, okay, and run it down, and then let it dry. Don't close it, but let it stay open to dry, okay? If you have any questions, northernstamper@gmail.com. Whoop, there we are. Thank you.